Do what it do. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Wise. We back in Wiseberry Universe with another banger, of course. It's patch day, surprise patch day. Arrowhead dropped the patch that everybody been long awaiting for. Hopefully the cry divers and the uh, the negative Nancy's and all of those guys can be satisfied with. We're gonna go over a little bit of it, but we gonna hop in the game and check out the performance for real. But I do want to go over a few of the patch notes. There was some good stuff in there. Like I said, they dropped a little post yesterday talking about performance and things they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing that they did that. Give people kind of a heads up. And they snuck the patch in this morning. Yeah, I would have covered it earlier, but hey guys, I've been running around. I didn't even know the patch was live myself until I looked at my Discord messages. So I didn't even know myself. But yeah. So video's a little late, but hey, we here anyway, man. Shout outs to you for tuning in. You know what I mean? One time super hoop raw. Hopefully we're back. For people like me, we never left. You know, I stayed true to the game. And I want y'all out there, don't forget those people and those content creators who were doom and gloom. I'm quitting the game, blah, blah, blah. You'll see some of them playing the game today. I have no doubt. Players, I don't hold anything against players. If a player stopped playing the game because it was messing with their shit, fair, valid. Because I crash out too. But the hyperbolicness that was going on, nah. Nah, gang. We can't do that. Anyway, moving on from that shit. Because we passed that. Right now, we're in the we're so back moment. Glaze divers. You know what I mean? Anyway, Glaze divers up right now. So let's check out the patch. Let's check out some of the patch list stuff. So right now, where we're at, we got patch notes, entity unjust, blah blah blah. I'm not about to read all of this, guys. You know why? Because reading is fundamental. So we'll glare over it, and I'll slowly pan through it on the screen. You can pause it and read it yourself. But I am not. I repeat, am not about to read this whole thing out. It's just not gonna. I'm not gonna do it. You know. But we'll give a broad overview though, because that's how I do things. I believe reading is fundamental, and you should do it yourself. So I ain't gonna read it to you. After all, we're not children, we're adults, we're grown ups. Anyway, so we got challenges to sidearms, storables, and stratagems. They adjusted light, medium armor pin, which is something I heard a lot of people talking about. Um, well, as far as light and medium pin goes, I don't really have a preference when it comes to that myself. But I can understand other people wanting, definitively one way or another. So it is what it is. After all, there's so many guns and stuff like that in the game. It does come down to player preference at the end of the day. And I'm not gonna try to tell you how to play your game. Okay, SMGs and pistols have been adjusted, to have a better role at close quarters. So their close quarters damage, long story short, close quarters damage has been increased. Damage fall off has increased to reinforce their short range combat identity. Okay, so in other words, when you're the closer the enemy is, when you got your SMGs and your pistols, the more damage you do. The farther away, the less. In the story, simple enough. Throwables have been made to have more impact and uniqueness to their functions. Uh, Resupply rack is no longer climbable, so now you don't have to worry about when you run up to the resupply pack, they resupply and you accidentally climb it instead of running it and grabbing a pack. So yeah, that's cool. We got some changes to primaries. We got a change to the Punisher, which I know a lot of people are probably gonna like that because the Blast Punisher is a fan favorite. So I know some people are gonna like that. Also with the Slugger, I know a lot of my shotgun users definitely love those first two. My assault rifle users, my AR users, hey, they keep adding to these ARs, man, because ARs were the softest category, hands down. As somebody who's played since launch, I can honestly say that the AR, kind of complaints have always been valid because they have always been some of the weaker guns in the game. Hands down, weaker guns in the game. So they're slowly keep adding to the ARs. They're trying to make them hit, and I applaud them for that because I like ARs myself. So I ain't mad. Like the lib concussive, I love the lib concussive. I'm not even gonna lie. I love the lib. I love the lib concussive, the lib carbine. I like both of those guns. The carbine, they boost it up. And the lib concussive. I like the lib concussive because it's really good on the predator strain, man. It stuns them and pushes them back, and you know they swarm you so quickly. You know what I mean? So it's really good for those. And I like the carbine because I just like that high fire rate that it has. Penetrator got a buff. Basically, all the ARs got some sort of little buff going, which is a good thing. Like I said, we're not quite at the buff diver patch level, but we're definitely like semi buff divers balance patch. You know what I mean? That's kind of where we're at. You know, gauging for what I've seen so far. I haven't looked over all of the notes. I only looked at a few on my phone before I got home to record this video. So yeah, you know how that goes. But either way, Tenderizer got some love. The pacifier got some love. And the funny thing is, I just started using the pacifier. Turns out it's actually kind of decent. Now, I know people are big on TTK, time to kill, but me, I'm on effectiveness. You know what I mean? And TTK isn't the only thing that is about it that is, you know, that you should pay attention to when it comes to the effectiveness of a weapon. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Moving on to the SMGs. Okay, Defender got some love. The Knight got some love. The Reprimand, which is one of my favorite SMGs, got a little bit of love. They increased the drag, but I don't know. The drag never really bothered me in this game too tough because a lot of the times with the guns that have like crazy recoil and stuff like that, I go into first person when I aim down my sights, and it takes the recoil out of some guns. It doesn't do it for all of them, but going into first person when you aim down your sights takes the recoil out of certain guns. Doesn't do it for all of them. The Reprimand was one of them. You know what I mean? But we'll see how that. I'm gonna actually use that and see how that plays out. Let's see. Pummeler got some love. Sickle got some love. Oh, okay. Okay. How about that? All right. The assault rifle from the Halo War Bond got some love too. That's good. And the Halo SMG. Okay, they got some love. Okay. The Killzone SMG got some love. Looks like. Okay, show some love. They got a little love there. A little bit. The accelerator rifle. You know what? I've never used this gun. I'm gonna have to try this out because I actually have never used this gun because I didn't think it was any good. But it said it could increase spare magazines from 8 to 12, so that's good because it didn't have that many shots. That's why I didn't use it. And my Scorcher, did they give my Scorcher some love? Oh, they just made sure. Oh, it passes through foliage now without lowering the velocity. Okay, I like that. I'm about to say Scorcher, that's my baby right there. I'm about to say, I know they ain't do nothing to my Scorcher. Alright. Sidearms got some love, some balancing. The melees too, actually. They gave the melees a little bit of a touch up. Like I said, these are some of these may look like small changes. Some of them are bigger than they look. Some of them are smaller than they look, but they're all probably changes for the better, to be honest, because something is at the end of it, for me, you know what I mean, it's about just making stuff feel fun when you use it. I don't need everything to one shot every enemy on the map. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a challenge, so I don't want everything one shotting or doing too much damage. But I want it to be fair enough so I can be able to enjoy. So I feel like a lot of changes that they be tweaking, is better. Like I said, the Verdict. The Verdict got some love too. Okay. The Halo pistol got some love. The Warden, I just started using the Warden. Okay. A little love there. Like I said, I'm not going to read these. I'm just slow strolling them so y'all can look at them. You can pause the video, check it out. You know what I mean? I'm not going to read to you guys because y'all are children. We're all adults. We're all grown-ups here. So we can read ourselves. But anyway, moving on to the throwables. The Dynamite got that increase from 700 to 1,000. Oh man, I haven't used the Dynamite, but I'm definitely about to start. Dynamite and the armor that gives you more throwables. Oh man, that's gonna be a beautiful thing. Anyway, Pineapple. I just recently started trying the Pineapple out. I know everybody says. I know a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people say it was trash. Some people say it's okay. I don't know. I think it's okay. It's situational though. You got to know how to use it. I feel like it's better if you're not throwing it like a whole mob of enemies. It's better to not even throw it at all. Like, to be honest with you, and you got to get some distance on it when you throw it because the scrap metal will get you. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Seekers. I liked these at first, but I didn't like how they didn't fly at the right enemies. But it looks like they've improved the proximity for flying enemies and higher target priority for marked targets. Okay, I like that. I like that change. I like that. I like that. Bought up the uses for the frag, the smoke, throwing knives doing more damage. Oh, thank God. Throwing knives is for the meme, though. You know what I mean? Like, only, Helldivers who were around when the War Bond first came out, they get it. You know what I mean? It's for the meme. You do it for the meme. Alright, let's get down here to some strategies, though. Alright. The Epoch. Oh, Epoch. Now, some people like this gun, some people hate it. I feel like it's one of those guns you just gotta learn how to use it. I've been playing with it a lot more recently, just trying to get a feel for it. I think it's okay, but these changes are looking. I have to see them in game, especially this VFX change. I have to see that in game, but it destroys bug holes now, which that's been verified. I saw somebody do that already, so that's good. They boost up the Devilicious strength. I can appreciate that. The Steward got a little love. Everybody's other little one of the fan favorites, Steward and the Flamethrower. Two, the fan favorites, of course, got a little love. Some of the OG weaponry. You know what I mean? The Steward, Flamethrower, anti-material rifle, auto cannon. Those are the OG weapons. You know what I mean? Those of us who've been around before it was, umpteen war bonds. We know. You know what I mean? The Escalator. I like the damage buff on this because I always felt like this gun could be really good. This is in Force of Law. You know what I mean? Basically an arc grenade launcher, but pretty decent. Solo Silo. They boosted their health. Enemies will not attack it and increase Devilicious strength needed to destroy it. Beautiful. That's actually a good thing right there. I'm not even gonna hate. That's actually a really good thing right there. This is one of my favorite changes though. Orbital Rail Cannon Strike got a cooldown buff. So now it cools down. It only takes 180 instead of 210. Oh, I like that. It get a couple of more uses out of it. Patriot got some love. This is cool. Okay, so patch is looking decent so far. Like I said, gotta play the game. I haven't played today yet, so I had to see how it feels in game. Let's get down here to the enemies. Now, I've already heard about they nerfed some enemies and adjusted some stuff, so I just don't want them to do that too much because I don't want the game to turn into like, oh, it's just super easy, like it's an arcade game. Like, I don't want it to be that. You know what I mean? I want it to remain, I want us to be able to feel strong as Helldivers, but I also want the enemies to feel strong so we feel like we're really fighting, we're fighting with purpose. We're not just mindlessly mowing down shit. We're fighting with purpose. You know what I mean? Anyway. If that makes any sense to y'all. Anyway, flesh mobs. Now when you target the faces, it damages the main health. That's pretty good. Decreasing their health. Because I'm not gonna lie, the flesh mobs, they were chunky. And now I had learned that you could like shoot their feet out, or maybe 2 shots from an epoch would kill them. 2 fully charged shots from an epoch would kill them. See, that's one thing the Epoch was low-key good for. But anyway. So I think that's a good change. Elevated Overseers. A little bit of a nerf, a little bit of a buff, kinda. I will call this an adjustment. Because they went back and forth a little bit with it. So I'll call this a little bit of an adjustment. Like I said, I don't want things to be too easy. Leviathans are back. They now equipped with a beam-based weaponry. Leviathans will not show up on missions outside of cities. Okay, fair enough. Here's what I wanted, because I wanted the new content back. The actual Into the Unjust content. Alright, Rupture Strain is going to be back. Use textures, to make them better. Okay. The movement speed's been decreased. They surface. Seems like they surface. So what does this mean? That means they surface less often or move slower? Okay. It burrow attack slightly slower. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Basically trying to give you a better window to dodge. Okay. Smaller damage boxes when attacking from behind. Okay. Front legs, they decrease the armor. They decrease the armor on them. Okay. Like I said, this is stuff I have to like play. Cause reading it is like cool, but I gotta see it in action to really be able to tell y'all my honest opinion on it. So I'm gonna say this is good because a lot of people were complaining about them being too fast and all of that, how ridiculous it was. So I'll grant it that, but I'll have to play this to see how these changes take effect. Same thing with the spewers, they basically adjusted their timing. Yeah, adjusted the weak spot. Okay, they made Brood Commander slightly harder. These are the little changes to the regular enemies. They made Brood Commander slightly harder to set on fire. Same thing with Warriors, but that's not going to make a big difference. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because those enemies are just weak regardless, so it's still only going to take 2 or 3 shots to kill them, no matter what. They decreased the spawn rate of Dragon Roaches. I didn't want that, though. See, I didn't want that, because I like the Dragon Roaches. People complained about them too much, but I thought they were a cool ass enemy, to be honest with you. It spiced that shit up because bugs are boring to fight to me. So I do feel like, the Rupture Strain and the Dragon Roach, I felt like they were good additions. You know what I mean? And I didn't feel like the spawn rate of them needed to decrease. Nah, I don't like that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like that one. I don't like that. But we'll see. Like I said, I have to see it in game. I'm not gonna judge it right now. Biosphere is hard to set on fire. Whatever. Hive Lord. Perform improved performance when encountering. Okay, cool. Whatever. Let's see. Automatons. 2 bays require visuals before calling in reinforcements instead of calling them in immediately. Okay. So they changed that how they call in reinforcements. Same thing with the fire. Made the body parts a little more doable. Remove ragdolling from the bunker turrets. That's good. That's a good thing. Same thing with the fire. War Striders shoot 2 fewer grenades. Okay. Shot grenades less often. Removed ragdolling from explosions. Added a weak spot aim for the eyes and the vents on the back. Okay, well, I guess that's for the people who have a hard time with War Striders. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I kept hearing about this. I almost made a video about it, but I didn't. I never thought War Striders were hard. I have yet to find them to be difficult because you can kick the grenades away. You can one-shot it with a recoilless rifle. You can one-shot it with an orbital rail strike. I don't know, but that's just me. Again, I've been playing game a long time, so maybe that's just me. Maybe that's more for the casual gamer, and that's okay too. Armor top shields are more durable for the Scout Striders. Okay, that's whatever. Then we got a bunch of fixes down here. Like I said, I'll leave it up on the screen for a second. Y'all can pause it, look at it, go over it however you want to. These are just normal fixes for the game. All good stuff, you know what I'm saying, from what I'm reading, so that's good. It seems like they put a lot of attention into this patch, and I'm glad they did that and they didn't rush it. You know what I mean? I'm glad they did that and they didn't try to rush it, and they made sure that they gave it proper time to cook. You know what I mean? I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, I can respect that. I can respect that. Like I legit can respect that. Yeah, that's a lot of miscellaneous stuff. Like I said, the fact that the list is this long just shows that they were really putting in some work, and I ain't mad at them. You know what I mean, for trying to put in the work and trying to give the community what they want. Because at the end of the day, we all just want to play the game for real. Regardless of people getting mad, crashing out, whatever. We all just want to enjoy the game for real. And it's good to see that they putting in the work. And like I said, this is a step in the right direction. And I'm sure that, They said this isn't gonna be, of course, the last balance pass over any of that. So, like I said, it's good to see the performance was a priority, and they did a lot of good things here. Like I said, did they do everything? Probably not, but one patch would never cure everything in any video game. That's why games have multiple patches. So that's cool too. This is a great step in the right direction. I think that's what I believe. I believe this is a great step in the right direction. But with that being said, you know what I'm talking about? It's your boy, you know what I mean? We catching the vibe out here. I appreciate y'all coming through, stopping through, man. The love I've been getting lately, man. The new subscribers, shout out to y'all. Salute. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm a small creator. I just like Helldivers, man. I enjoy video games, and it's, you know, cool to see some people agree with my take. Some people don't. But either way, man, leave it down in the comment section below. Holla at your boy, man. I catch y'all out there on the front lines. You already know. Commander of Glaze Divers, your boy Wise, one time Super Earth. Who raw? We in the building, man. Y'all be easy out there. Stay smooth. We up out of there. Gone.